Well, Amari, clearly it's a tough time at the moment, isn't it? You desperately need a win there.
Yeah, tough time all round for the football club. But I think obviously it's the league that we want to be in. We knew it wasn't going to be easy at the start of the season. We've found a little bit of adversity and it's where we need to be better in certain aspects. Obviously, I know as we've always said, we need to score more goals. We needed that last year. We got over the line. I think this year is a bit more different now. We need to try and find a way to win games, and our objective is obviously to get safe now.
What's the morale like in the camp? Because that's human nature is, if it's your bottom of the league, it's never great, is it really?
Yeah, the morale's good. I mean, we're not miles away. The gaffer and Jimmy have been praising us in certain areas. We need to be better in certain areas, but I think the camp's good. There's no time to be negative and to have your head down. I think you only can just look for the next game to try and make it right. And I think we've got two big games now, two home games, Saturday, Tuesday, to try and get 6 points, and that's what we'll be looking to do.
Looking in from the outside, it's obvious, you've mentioned it already, that lack of goals is the key issue. And the problem now is, like an Aldershot, you go a goal down, looking in from the outside, you think, well, where are they going to find an equaliser from?
Yeah, absolutely right. I think if you look at it, if we score first, I think in most games we tend to get results. So I don't know if it's that a little bit. Football's like that sometimes. If we have to try and stay in games, if we can, there's no harm going in sometimes 0-0 at half time, and trying to score in the second half. But like you said, when we go 1-0 down, we have to try and find something within ourselves to go again, another gear, and obviously when we're on top as well in games to score goals, and I think that's important.
At the start of the season, when I looked at the squad, and given the run you had at the end of last season, I thought a lack of goals wasn't something I imagined was going to be an issue. Has it surprised you, obviously, as a front player yourself?
Yeah, definitely. I think the more we try and speak about it and the players know about it, I think it becomes a little bit a mental thing in your head. So I think I've been there many a times when you've been on a barren spell as a striker where you haven't scored in 5 or 6 games, and you're thinking, I need to get one off my backside or just a tap in back post or something like that. And I think we can definitely improve from all areas, getting looking more dangerous from set pieces and from open play. So I think that's the thing we'll be looking to do. And I think, yeah, like I said, I think once we go a goal ahead, I think that lifts us a little bit. But like you said, I think now hopefully the next games will start turning the tide coming this Christmas period, where there's a lot of games, there's a lot of goals to be gotten, there's a lot of points on stake. So hopefully we can do that.
Yeah, you mentioned when you go ahead. I saw you up at Altrincham, where of course you had an absolutely dream start. You goal up in about 90 seconds, I seem to remember there. But that did give you something to hang on to. Okay, it was a draw in the end, but it gave you something to build on, didn't it?
Yeah, definitely. I think that was a very tough game. Altrincham are a good side. I think we was resolute, was hard to beat. We stuck together in that game, and we've had good moments this season, and I think we need to try and now collectively have it in more spells, partly through the season rather than in spells of games. Can we have it in one game, then take it into the next game, and that's the thing we're trying to do.
I know the boss has been telling us for the last couple of weeks, 4 weeks, he's been trying to get a striker in. I don't think he's managed it yet. Do you accept that you need freshening up in terms of the attacking options?
Yeah, I think need help up there. I mean, I'm doing everything that's asked for me as a number 9, trying to take the weight, trying to take the load, trying to keep the ball at the pitch, being dangerous as much as I can be. But like you say, sometimes you do need help up there. We need a different aspect, and yeah, I mean, we've brought in Ben Tully, and he's a good player. Looking at him from the last game, he's brought a spike, something different that we can go to. He drops into different pockets and causes problems, defensive problems, and yeah, he's been sharp in training, so that's something that we can look to as well.
Do you feel you've been feeding off scraps for a lot of this season?
I don't want to moan too much about scraps, if you like. As a striker, you're just trying to get all types of goals, really. We've always analysed our games after every game. Where could we be better in areas? I'm very critical of my game first and foremost. Look, that people have been saying I've been playing well without getting goals as much as you like, but I think goals need to come from all areas of the pitch, really. If we play 3 up front, can the other 2 forwards who are up there get goals also? So I don't think it always solely lies down on the number 9. Can we get goals from different areas? And I'll always try and chip in as much as I can and work hard for the team.
It's a point I've asked Russ and Jim, or made a point to Russ and Jimmy in recent weeks, that if you look at the season as a whole, I think it's fair to say you got buried up at Gateshead. That they were a good side that night. The first half at Ebbsfleet wasn't great, if we're being honest, but you've been in virtually every other game, which must make it in many ways even more frustrating.
Yeah, I think that's one of the games, that the gaffer has mentioned, that we weren't really at it, as you can say, and we learnt a lot from that game, to be honest. But like I said, when the games are tight and it's nip and tuck and it's only one goal in it, I think you do feel more frustrated if not, and I can sense that from the fans and from the football club, and we feel it straight away. To be honest, we're the ones out there kicking the football and running around with a badge on our chest, and we feel it the most, if anything. So what we can try and do now is make sure that when it is tight, let's make ourselves the one that gets out the other end and try and get the 3 points first and foremost. And I feel like last season when we did get that, we had if you like, a little carrot dangle in there, and our objective was to get promotion. Our objective now as players and as staff, as a collective, as a football club, is to get safe first and foremost. I'm not shying away from saying that. Obviously we take every game as it comes, but I think our objective is to obviously stay in this in this league, and then we build from that next season. As a player that I've been here many times, you don't always get the rub of the green, but we've got to stick together, and I think we'll be okay.
And if you look at the league table, Fylde, who came up with you last season, obviously down there as well. Oxford City are down there, who got promoted. Ebbsfleet aren't far above. It suggests the step up from north or south is a big one now into the national.
Yeah, I mean, I've played at this level many times. I've won this level at Cheltenham, and it's definitely got a lot tougher. I'm not making any excuses, but there's a lot of players out there now that are coming down from the leagues. There's a lot of managers that are coming down from the leagues, so it's making it much more competitive. And like I say, I think once we get over the line in terms of staying at this level, I think we can then build again next season in terms of maybe looking up towards the other end of the table. But our main objective is just to stay in this level really, and hopefully we can do that.
There's never an unimportant part of the season, is there really? But it's a big week coming up.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, the old cliche, everyone says it's you always take the next game as it comes. But if you like, we've got 2 home games. The fans have been outstanding, travelling Saturday, Tuesdays, up and down the country, and we're very thankful for that. And hopefully we can get a good bumper crowd for these next 2 games, and hopefully we can get 6 points.
A final point. I suppose the key thing is get to the turn of the year, hopefully be out of the bottom 4, but at least still be very much in touch if you're still inside the bottom 4.
I mean, that's like you said, that's the objective. Doesn't matter when it comes. It could come in the last 5 games of the season, but obviously sooner rather than later we can get out of that relegation zone, because it's always in the back of your mind. As a player, as a fan, any part of the football club, you keep talking about it, and it becomes across negative. And one thing I don't want to do is going to games being negative or being, as you like, lost before you've even kicked a football, because I'm sure there's a lot of clubs out there that don't want to play us because we pose different threats. But like I said, there's always playing well in games, being in games, but we need to just get 3 points, no matter how it comes. Playing pretty on the eye or scoring last minute winners like we did. Was it at Wilson? Was it Wilson at home? Yeah, any means necessary. We need to just get points on the board and roll our sleeves up, and I'm sure we'll do that.
Yeah, 2 or 3 ugly 1-0 wins wouldn't hurt now, do it?
Yeah, definitely. That's football. Listen, like you could play badly and not win, and play great and win. So we just need to find a formula. I'm sure it's coming, and once that formula comes, I'm sure we'll be a force to reckon with.